faffing around video for a change. So I have made wild garlic pesto today, and I have run out of cheese, and I've got a little bit of the wild garlic leaves left. I've got 100 grams, and I'm curious, can we just make a puree of wild garlic, salt, pepper and oil and leave out the hard Italian cheese? Out of curiosity, will it preserve itself in the same way? Will it keep its colour? So I'm curious. Last year I made some, but I cooked it very quickly, like you would spinach, and then cooled it down, and then I made some that way, and that kind of kept its colour-ish. But I'm wondering if we can just puree it down with the oil and see what happens, out of curiosity. So it's for the sake of 100 grams and a bit of oil. It doesn't really, I've lost the top of my thingamajig. It doesn't really kind of matter. Back in a second. I mean, I've got everything out and everything's covered in oil and smelling of garlic, so I might as well give it a go. So we will. What do this have? There's like 50 milliliters of oil, 100 grams worth of the wild garlic leaves, a bit of salt and pepper. We'll give it a whiz and we'll see how we go. Might need a bit more oil, but it's just it's just an experiment. And also, it's one of those things, if you don't like cheese, or you want to make this as cheaply and as basically as possible, you can, if this works, you'll just be able to take the leaves and the oil and make something that lasts and tastes delicious for a whole year for almost free. We're certainly going to need another 50 milliliters. Now it's about 50 milliliters, and then we'll see how we go. There might not actually be enough of the leaves in here for this food processor, but we'll see. I mean, it looks a bit pesto-y. It looks a bit. I've lost that now. I've lost everything today. I lost my spatula. Right, so spatula. Just get the outside, push it down a bit. It looks alright. We'll see if it loses the colour or not. It might lose it might lose. We'll just have to see how it goes. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Taste. Actually, if I'm honest, this is the best bit. Not the tasting, but the faffing and having an idea and seeing it works. Use more salt. Quite a lot of salt is that, but it's going to help preserve it. Give that a taste. It's nice and pureed down, so we'll give it a taste. Nice as that. It's nice as that. Not as nice as the proper version. Mind you, what I made today is not the proper version either. So, same process as before. We will move that there, move that there. We'll move the camera down a bit, and then you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully that'll stay there. And then we've got a jar. And then we'll, it's quite a lot thinner. as much out of this as possible. If I throw some, if there's too much for this jar, I'll simply throw it away. It's just a bit of fun. So into the clean jar. The jars have been boiled in water, so they're completely sterile. I've done the same with the lids, and then just dried them on the inside with a clean cloth, so they're completely sterile. So it's not going to get any bacteria from that. Messy fingers. I did have some cloth. See, it's just when you're dealing with things like this, blenders and liquidizers and oil and things, everything just gets a bit messy. So I'm best off doing this today while I've got everything out. So then, bang down. What that does is it gets rid of all, if there's any big air pockets, it will just disperse them, and then there's less chance of a bacteria growing or a discoloration, like an oxidization of the leaves. So we'll scoop round on the inside of the lip, on the outside as well, so we'll get rid of any kind of mess on the outside. I just need to whip that off, and then we'll put a layer of oil on top, and then that will seal in and hopefully preserve. But we shall have a see. So we shall wait with bated breath. There will be an update on this in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time. We'll see how we go. We'll see how long it lasts before anything happens to it. We'll give it a taste test. But there we go, an experiment on do we need to, or can we just, or should I just pesto that's just the leaves and the oil and the salt and the pepper. No nuts, no garlic. There's no garlic in that anyway. It's wild garlic, and no Parmesan or hard Italian cheese. There we go, an experiment. We'll see if it works.